everyone? Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports here. I appreciate you all for stopping through, man. I'm your host, Jason. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later. But thanks again for diving in here on a Thursday to join. Or no, what is today? A Tuesday. Sorry, a Tuesday here or Wednesday. Is it today Wednesday? Yeah, today is Wednesday. Sorry, guys. But today is Wednesday. Make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button for us as we get more and more people into the stream. So make sure you're doing that. Truly appreciate it. What's up, TD? We'll get that chat fired up here as people start to get their notifications that we are now live and ready to roll. Hold on. I am plugging some stuff in. I was doing some work on my laptop earlier, so I have to plug in my other computer here in the Mic Drop Studios, my friend. The Mic Drop Studios. Isn't that funny? I think that's funny when I say that. It just sounds goofy, man. Sounds super goofy, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, what's up, Sean? What's up, James Bauman? Sydney Wilson? What up, my man? Good Wednesday to you. Thank you, Sydney. Good Wednesday to you, too. James, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's good, Sean? TD was in the chat. I saw that also. I'm going to bring up some stuff over here and get that going. So I have the chat over here. Limbo. I don't know what the hell limbo is, but I'm waiting for everything to load up on this computer. But we're going to talk Steelers, man. The trade didn't happen just yet, but I still feel like something's going to happen, guys. I know you don't. Well, some of you don't. Some of you do. But I just still feel like something is going to happen. I do. Nope, no wide receiver trade yet today, James. Nope, you're right. But I just feel like something is going to pop off, dude. I do. I really, really do. Hold on, I'm going to plug in a light here. Well, not plug it in, turn it on. If I can get it to go. Maybe, perhaps. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, guys. But I do. I still think something's going to happen. I really, really do. I really, really do. We're going to get moving here, guys. Sorry, I was eating dinner. We got home from football. I was getting dinner for the kids. All that good stuff. And you know how we roll, man. So let me bring up some of that. So I'm just getting ready. I'm like a little bit behind the 8 ball here, man. So you know how we do. But we always get moving. But I still think something's going to happen, guys. I know a lot of you don't. But like I said, I still think something is going to pop off here. And we'll dive into this talk here in a second. I'm a multitasker, but not like the technology gets me, man. Technology gets me. Oh, here is the chat. Now I can see it. Jason, I hope the Steelers don't overlook the Giants defense. They can bring it, my friend. Absolutely, they can, James, and in a big way. And that is something that the Steelers offensive line really has to prepare this week, really buckle down this week and be very, very thorough in their preparation for the Giants, man. Because here's the thing. You can't come out there flat against this Giants defensive front, especially because they can get after you, man, and they could definitely really cause some serious disruption to your offensive line, your pass game, your run game, and they are not a slouch in that department, man. Not at all. Hold on. This stupid computer. All right, now we're loaded up. Again, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. We're going to get through the chat here and talk Steelers. Christian Kirk could make sense. He could make sense. But, yeah, you got to look at where these people play. You know what I mean? Because people that are still in the hunt ain't going to make trades, you know, things of that nature. You really got to take into account. Some of them would make sense, no doubt about it. Some players you would really want. You see DeAndre Hopkins go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're finalizing that deal, getting that all worked out. But what's left, you know? Dude, I really think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, I don't know why, I am just hell-bent on them going after Garrett Wilson from the Jets. I am hell-bent on it. Now, I don't know what the Jets want to do. But seriously, man, I just think that player fits for some reason, it seems like a really, really good fit. And I don't know if they'd be willing to part with him, but that I've seen that rumor floated around, man, and that's one that I really like. Sydney Wilson, I hope that we do. Honestly, I'd take Kupp. What do you think about that from Sydney? I like Kupp, Sydney, and I know he's more of a slot type guy. I know he's on the back end of 30. Yeah, on the wrong end of 30 rather. I get that. I know he makes an exuberant amount of money. I understand that. I understand what the Rams are supposedly asking for Cooper Kupp, second round pick. But here's the thing, guys. The Steelers don't overpay. They just don't, and they'll walk away from the deal, man. And you know what? They've probably already put their offer in, and they're just waiting on the Rams to say yay or nay and figure out whether they're going to get a better offer or not. The Rams are in a tough spot, and the Steelers. I read an article too about somebody warning teams from around the league not to do business with the Pittsburgh Steelers because they usually come out on the good end of a trade because they don't give up a ton of compensation. And I think if you're Omar Khan, you got to continue to stand firm with that. And honestly, you can't overpay for people because it does what? It hurts you down the line. And this isn't hey, right now type thing. Yes, it is in some ways, but in other ways, you can't jeopardize a team's complete and entire future like some of these other franchises do in order to make a trade. You can't do that because then you end up in the basement, and it's too hard to crawl out of the basement, guys. It really, really is. You look at franchises that do those types of wild trades. They give up a shit ton. They do whatever the team is asking. They pay them whatever. They overpay for these players. They find themselves not winning Super Bowls. They find themselves with bad records for years and years and years. Then they get into these ruts to where they're just not able to get out of them. It is too hard to totally rebuild all the time. It is way too hard to do that. And the Steelers understand that. And Omar Khan understands that. And I think that that's something solid that the Steelers have going for them. They don't overpay. But I would love to get Cooper Kupp, man. I think he would fit well. I think he would add a layer to this offense that really takes a lot of pressure off of George Pickens, a ton, and it will help the other wide receivers in that room. Calvin Austin, I think, will especially benefit from it. Because why, guys? He's going to constantly only see, no help. He's going to see a man-on-man situation every time. Every time, and he doesn't right now. He doesn't. There's always safety help over the top of Calvin Austin. I know you don't see it, but there is. There is safety help over the top. Why? Because they know that guy's super fast and he can blow the top off the defense. So that safety's floating back there, and he's reading. The safety is reading. He's figuring out whether he's going to dump down onto George Pickens or dump over to Calvin Austin. If it's that too high safety look, they're just kind of, hey, manning them up, man, and kind of just saying, hey, we're going to help over top of these two players because why? We know that those guys could take the top off. The other guys were okay guarding one-on-one, but the speedster and Calvin, the catching ability of George Pickens, you got to make sure you give help on those guys. So I think Cooper Kupp supplies that help. That much needed help because you can't double up everybody. You can't give help to everybody. And that's where things start to open up. And I think it opens up the run game because now you can come out in those three wide receiver sets with the tight end, with a single setback, and really be able to do some really cool things. And I just think it's something that the Steelers got to really explore this season. You have the opportunity. You are going to open things up so much, and it's going to help this offensive line too. Why? Because teams aren't loading the box on the run. Teams aren't going to be bringing massive amount of numbers. Why? Because they need to be able to have more people in pass coverage. So now the offensive line is going to see 4 versus their 5. It's going to make a big difference. I'm telling you. I just think it makes the most sense right now. to get a guy like Cooper Kupp. And if the Steelers can make it happen, and, I'd give up a third round pick. I would if I was the Steelers. I'm not going a second for a guy that's over 30. I'm just not with his injury history. I'm just not doing it. There's already too much of a salary in place. And if I'm the Steelers, I'm not doing both. And that's what I would have to tell the Rams. Look, I'm not doing both. Do you want to pay for the draft capital or not? One of the two. Like, we'll take him off your hands. We'll give you a pick, but you're going to have to pay the money. You're going to have to really pay a lot of his salary. Or we give you a high pick and you eat all of his salary, or most of his salary, not all of it, but you eat most of his salary. You're going to have to get some sort of compensation if you're the Steelers in terms of the money that he's owed contractually, or you're going to have to get a discount in terms of what draft capital it'll take to get him in the trade. That's what you have to do, but I'm really excited to see if that could possibly happen. All right, let's keep going. Oh, all right. We're James. I'd take Kupp, but injury prone. Have to be a low cost. Absolutely, James. No doubt. Epic Expeditions. I hope Naji runs for another 100 yards this weekend. That'd be nice, man. That's what has to be, Sean. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And if he's not consistent, that throws a wrench into it. But you are going to see this, guys. And I want to warn you this. When Sean brings up Naji, it brings me to a good point here. You're going to start seeing Najee's production, or not production, his reps go down. And that is just going to be natural as Jalen Warren becomes more and more healthy. And that's not a bad thing. And I know some people may say, well, Najee's hot right now. Just feed the beast. And I don't disagree with that. But you want him healthy for the back half of the season. You want him healthy come playoff time. So you're going to have to start managing his load. You're going to have to start managing his reps. And Jalen Warren is going to have to start picking up some of that slack. Patterson's going to have to come in and picking up some of those reps. And if you can keep those guys spread pretty even and keep those reps low for all of them in terms of not overusing them, you're going to really have a big advantage come playoff time, because you're going to be able to slow things down in the playoffs. And that's typically what gets teams in trouble in the playoffs is this. You get up against a high-powered offense that can score quickly. And the Steelers might have that advantage to where they can grind the clock down. They can slow the game down. They can take the air out of the ball, deflate the opposing team's defense a little bit. Maybe going up against a Patrick Mahomes that wants to strike, get you score. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's how they are this year. I haven't watched them enough. But I'm just trying to use them as an example. You're going up against any team that just likes to score. Yeah, you might be able to just switch that game up and really provide a far different look. And that's going to prove to be very valuable. So don't get discouraged if Naji Harris starts to get 15 touches a game. Don't be discouraged. Just realize the broader picture of it. Danny George, yep, very injury prone. Absolutely, Danny, good to see you. Sidney Wilson. Wilson would definitely be a good move, I wish. I like Garrett Wilson, Sydney. That would be so cool, man. I know it's not going to happen, but no doubt. What's up? Not something. I can't read what your name is. I'm sorry. I apologize. Matt Pack, something like that. Sorry, buddy. I can't see it very good. Robert Rowe, what's up, man? Are the Steelers waiting to see Kupp play tomorrow night? No. If the deal's going to get done, Robert, it'll get done before tomorrow night. They're not going to allow him to go out there and play again. I don't see how you do that, considering the Steelers have a game on Monday night. Unless you're what you're saying there, Robert, they may want to see him play one more game with the Rams to see maybe perhaps the injury concerns. If there's any real anything lingering there to where his play won't be what you're expecting you're going to get in terms of a trade. Maybe, Robert, that might be, now that I think about it. But if I'm the Steelers, I don't want him to go out there and play, because I'd like to get him in the building and stop that potential from him getting more injured. But maybe what you're talking about, maybe that would be the best bet. Watch him play. You're going into the bye week here. after Monday night's game, if you're the Steelers, then you bring in Cooper Kupp after that, and then if you like what you see on Thursday night, then you have now 2 weeks to get him up to speed and prepared, and then bring him out against the Commanders. I just think that would be really cool. Now that you think about it, it may be the right path to take if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live, everybody's favorite YouTube show for Steelers content. Continue to like, continue to share, but all you got to do to double tap that screen, that's what you get the like from there. Double tap it. Bump, 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 bump. Double tap that screen for us, please. I'd appreciate it so very much. Extra black. Darius Slayton is 6'1", 27 years old, and had played with a terrible team. Can play inside and out, and definitely fast. Yeah, that's an option too, Extra black. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Darius Slayton, I think, could be a contributor also. That's the guy. He's on the Giants. If anybody doesn't know Darius Slayton or have ever seen him play, but he plays for the Giants, so that's the team you're going to be playing Monday night. Are you able to pull that trigger now and get him out of the fold for Monday night? I don't know, but I don't think that would be a bad move. I think Extra Black brings up a very good point. Darius Slayton would be somebody that's definitely of interest if I'm Omar Khan. What's up, Rich Kuzma? Mike Drop Sportsaholics. James Bauman, I seen that same article about dealing with the Steelers. Yeah, James, I just read that a little bit ago, like a few hours ago before football. Mark Malone, they need to toss it to CA3 more. Teams ain't going to be loading the box for long anymore. Yeah, Mark brings up a good point here. Tossing it to CA3, absolutely. But bringing in another target that teams have to pay attention to will open things up in a big way for Calvin Austin, guys. It will. I have a real faith that it will. I just see how the schematics would work, how the reps would work amongst that wide receiver room. And I think it opens up a lot of opportunity for guys like Calvin Austin and, may I dare say it, Van Jefferson too. All right, guys, hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. Let's get those likes up. Let's send this show through the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribing. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later. I truly appreciate all the shares, likes, subscribes, all that good stuff as we continue to move through the show. Daniel Warman, I hope the Steelers go for DK Metcalf. He's hurt, man. They won't be going after him now. He's out. But I wish. It would have been nice. It would have been nice, Daniel. Robert Rhodes, Seattle isn't a seller at this time. Yeah, and DK's hurt too. But I don't think they're sellers either, Robert. James Bauman, I keep hearing John Mechie III. He's buried in Texas wide receiver room. Yeah, I'm not opposed to him either. I've heard that, though, in the summer, James. I heard John Mechie a million times over and over. And I'm not sure. The Texans may just be into keeping their depth because you never know what's going to happen in this season. And the Texans have a good football team that's going to be a competitor, going to be involved in the playoffs. And if you're the Texans, you just don't give up targets, you don't give, especially to AFC teams, you know what I mean? That's why I think the Steelers are looking over at the NFC, because anybody that's a competitor inside of the AFC, they're not going to give another opponent like the Steelers a quality target to throw the football to. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. That's why I think John Mechie won't be a possibility for the Steelers, even though he is buried down there on the depth chart and not getting any targets. But hey, you need that depth throughout the season. All right, guys, continue to hit that like button for us. Let's keep going through the chat. Mark Malone, the run game will be good from here on out. Yeah, and the biggest contributor to that run game being good has to be what? Russell Wilson and his ability to push the football down the field and take the pressure out of the box. That's exactly what opens that run game up, because it does so much for that offensive line when teams have to play you honest, when they can't bring maximum amount of pressure, when they're not bringing 5-6 guys on a blitz, when they're not loading the shit out of the box. It opens up the run game. It opens up things for that offensive line to not look so bad. So yeah, a good quarterback that can push the ball down the field opens up so much for any football team, man. And I hope to deploy that strategy here next weekend. And we have back-to-back days. Well, hopefully. We got to win our first round playoff game on Saturday, and then we would move on to play a team that has been beating us for years on Sunday. And I hope to deploy a push the ball down the field and really force you into playing us honest instead of bringing all the pressure that they normally do. So I'm hoping to deploy that same strategy here in a couple weeks. Let's see. Let's keep going. Mark Malone, we did that. TD, I think Harris runs better with the quarterback under the center. Absolutely he does, TD. You spot on. Guys, playing out of that pistol, let's be real about stuff here. Let's be really honest with what you're seeing now in today's NFL. Let's be truly honest. You're seeing a lot of quarterbacks come out and play in what, my friends? The pistol. Why are they playing in the pistol in the shotgun formation a majority of the time? It's because they are not football ready. They are not football smart. To play under center, you got to be a little bit different of a beast. You got to know some different things to be under the center. And I understand what college offenses do. I get that. But being under the center, being a quarterback that plays under the center at the NFL level is a different breed. And these guys just aren't ready. So what do? You take these young athletic guys that got big arms, you put them in the pistol, you put them in the shotgun, and it gives you the opportunity to be able to roll to each side and run a little bit quicker with the quarterback, and hopefully allows you to have some more of those splash plays by breaking past the defenders, things of that nature. But it slows things down for your run game. It hurts your offensive line. It creates a different set of problems. So we have to be real with the level of quarterback that's now coming into the league. They're forced to play out of the shotgun and the pistol. Why? Because they don't know anything else. They don't know how to get under center and manage things that way. And that's why you don't see Justin Fields under center much. And that's why he should take this opportunity that's been afforded to him right now and really pay attention to what Russell's doing under center. Because if Justin could add that to his game and start to find that touch, I think you got a real player in Justin Fields. Yeah, but that's the reality of the NFL right now. But it does make the run game better when you're under center. For sure it does. Harris runs better with a quarterback that can throw the ball. Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because that sets up the play action pass. That sets up defenses to play you honest. You got to have that layer in your game, man. I'm all about pistol. I'm all about shotgun. I'm all about those things. But I think you need to be versatile and do things a little bit of a mix. You can't just do one thing all the time. Russ, what's up? What's up, Jason? Chat family, my kids won again. Finished our first undefeated season in my 22 years in our playoffs. Congratulations to Russ's team, his youth football team that they coach, him and some of his friends coach, and they finished undefeated, man, first time in Russ's time with the team. So congratulations to Russ and congratulations to your boys. Very proud moment, man. We have our playoffs coming up here in 2 weeks. We got here 2 weeks to prepare. We came off a tough loss, and we're looking to get some vengeance. Naji, I love the Naji emoji, Sean. We haven't seen that one in a while. Danny George, good job, Russ. Wave those emojis, man. I appreciate the emojis, Danny, TD, Robert Road. Whether it's Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Buffalo, or Baltimore, cold, windy weather can be a big factor in playoffs. Having the fresh legs for the running game is huge. Absolutely, man. And that's another reason to add to the list of why they need to load manage the running game. With who they're giving the ball to. And that's why I think having a three-man backfield, Patterson, Warren, Harris, will just prove to be so damn special, guys. And I think it'll really add a layer to this Steelers team that many aren't expecting to be just that damn good. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the like button for us. All you got to do is double tap the screen. It's so easy. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always. Thank you for joining us for our daily live stream. Oh, Sean, we need to get together at some point tomorrow because I think hopefully I figured out our problem here, but we got to test it first. I meant to text you, but I forgot all about it. Sydney Wilson. I wish that Roman Wilson would get up to speed. Would love to see what he can do. I would too, man. He's just keeps getting nicked up and set back, Sydney, and it's just been tough, man. And we've seen it before with Cal. Not being able to get onto the field. But man, we've been teased a little bit with Roman because he's had those times to where he got in for a couple snaps in Vegas. And you think just when he's starting to make some progress, the world just comes crashing back down around him, and it's just been really tough to watch. But I would love to see what he could do too, Sydney. Danny George says, glad we didn't get Ayuk. Yeah, because he's hurt now. Mark Malone, I can see some serious rock pounding going on once Frazier gets back. Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. You want to see the Steelers beat the shit out of teams with the run game, no doubt about it. But you want to see them remain balanced, man. You don't want to see Mike Tomlin go back into that shell of being ultra conservative because that doesn't work either. You got to remain balanced, and you got to allow Russell Wilson to throw too. But I'm really definitely excited. They're running a stink bug. What the freak? I gotta get it. It just flew past me. I hate them damn things, man. We get them here. But anyway, you want Russell Wilson to throw the ball down the field. That's what helps that run game. All right, I'm going to keep going down through the chat. I'm going to skip the ones you guys are just talking back and forth. I appreciate that, though. I love it. Have to give credit to my new OC, not me. Decided to step aside and give him head coach position. My kids deserve it. He's going to keep me on as assistant. That's awesome, Russ. I'm glad you guys got a good working relationship. Like and share, best show in town in the chat family on any podcast. Thanks, Russ. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, make sure you are liking and sharing. Make sure you're subscribing too, please. John Broadway, downtown. Hey, fellow Steelers fans. Downtown John Broadway is here late, but I want Cooper Kupp. I think we all do, man. Sean says, Roman Wilson. Who's that? Never heard of her. Ramona Wilson. You know Ramona Wilson from downtown Pittsburgh. Robert Road, a lot of people get way too caught up in what a running quarterback brings, but nothing beats spreading the ball around and letting the playmakers make plays. Absolutely. What makes great quarterbacks great? It's the people around them. It's the playmakers around them. All they are is just facilitators of the football, baby. And that makes them very, very wealthy. So, yeah. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get those likes moving up. Just double tap that screen. We got to get those likes up. I don't want to keep saying, please hit the like button. Let's just hit it. Let's just hit that thing. I appreciate it. Let's keep on moving through the show. Getting through the chat. Yes, utilize the Swiss Vale Army knife approach. Yes, Swiss Vale, suburb of Pittsburgh. But anyway, yes, I like that. I like that comparison there. Swiss Vale. Mark Malone, Roman Wilson, the third member of Heart Expedition. The O-line has been doing better also. Russ says should be healthy after the bye. Yeah, there's a lot of things to be excited about, guys. No doubt about it. Woo! Jones is still struggling, man. Yeah, no doubt about that too, James. I saw a lot of botch plays from Broderick Jones last game also. Did he do better? I would say overall, yes, slightly. And I'm hoping it's a step in the right direction for Broderick to get this ship righted for him here in 2024. But I did still notice several plays that just weren't good enough. John Broadway, is Zach coming back? He will be back after the bye. You won't see him here this week. He will be given those extra 2 weeks here, 3 weeks really, to get really healed up here and be ready for a run. The Steelers are going to be pretty damn healthy coming out of the bye week, guys, and getting some players back. And I got to say, I'm pretty damn excited. And I don't know if I've been this excited for a long time because I see the potential that's there right now. And this is amazing. And that's why I really am so strongly urging the Steelers to go out there and pull the trigger on a wide receiver. Let's keep going. He's earning the name, boisterous. I think I said that right, Mark. Epic Expeditions. Sean says McCormick has stepped up. Yeah, he's played pretty decent here. Especially for being a solid rookie, or a rookie that came out of a Division II school or Division I AA or something like that. I don't know what they call it. There's too many of those weird bullshit things in college. I don't like college football. I hate to say that. I know a lot of you do. I just think it's a shitty product. I think it's a shitty system in the playoffs. I think it's just a shitty product in general, in my opinion. I just don't like it for some reason. I can get behind some games. There's some games I find interesting. I'm excited to watch the Pitt Panthers here in Pittsburgh. I hate WVU. It's right down the street for me, literally. I could spit and hit the stadium from here. I just am not into it. College football just doesn't excite me, man. Love when all three phases play well. That's how you win a Super Bowl. Absolutely, Russ. That's why a lot of people, man, I feel like are overlooking the special teams of the Steelers. But the block kicks, the consistency from Chris Boswell time after time, the consistency and the excellent play of Corliss Waitman here after being picked up off the street by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just so awesome to see. McCormick has definitely earned his spot. When Frazier's back, the middle of the line should be amazing. It should be way better. Absolutely, James. Russ is impressed with Ryan and Mason. I was impressed with Ryan McCullum the other night, no doubt. Downtown, I agree with you, Grandmaster Jay. We should be looking good heading into the bye week. Yeah, coming out of the bye week, we should be looking sick, bro. Steelers might be a real force to be reckoned with. Sean says Oregon Ducks #1. Oregon blows, Sean. TD, I heard a nickname for our MCs on the O-line referred to as the Big Macs. That's cool. I like that. You got Mason McCormick. Who else is a Mac? Who else is a Mick? McCollum. Oh, okay. Big Macs. I like that, dude. That's cool. Not for long, Epic. That's from James. Robert Road, Frazier, McCormick, and Peyton Wilson could all make first team all rookie. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think they've all played pretty damn decent. That's pretty awesome. And a lot of people keep dogging Omar Khan, but it's like if you had 3 people make all rookie on your team from this year's draft, that's pretty damn solid if you ask me. Sean, they are literally ranked #1 in the nation, bro. LOL. Those rankings just don't mean much to me, man. I think they're stupid. And I only say that because it's a bunch of like writers and shit and coaches polls, and I just don't like them. I don't want anything that's on a vote. I just think this is what I think college football should be. I think that they should be in divisions, and you got to win divisions to get into the playoffs. Then the playoffs, if it's even longer, whatever, you got to go through your bracket and make it to the end. That's what I think how it should be. I don't like this, well, this team's 12-0 and this team's 12-0 and this team we're going to rank #1, but this one's going to be #2, or this team's 12-0, but they're ranked #10 because maybe they haven't played the best people, and this team is just a known powerhouse, so they're 12-0 also, but we're going to rank them #1. I don't like all that. I just never been able to get on board with it for some reason. It drives me bonkers. It's like you can't keep up with it. It's like a popularity contest. It's just like I want to know who the best football teams are, and I think the only way you find out who the best football teams are is by playing each other. You know what I mean? That's just all. I'm not dogging you guys who like college. I can see why you like college football, no doubt about it. Broderick is definitely having a sophomore slump. Yeah, he is, Cindy. No doubt about it. James Bauman. They'll blow it epic. LOL, go Penn State. Daniel Warman, they stink. Them stink bugs come from Cleveland. You ain't lying, Daniel. You aren't lying. Daniel, you said what? Myles Garrett might be headed to the Cincinnati Bengals. Is that like a rumor of truth or a clickbait rumor? Robert Road, the 12-team playoff is going to be awesome this year in D1. I think that'll make it better, no doubt about it. I think it should be more. Again, I think everything should just be broke down into conferences and divisions properly, and not having teams playing the whatever the Pac-12 or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know the conferences anymore. But the majority of the teams in that conference are all on the West Coast, and then you have one random team from the East Coast that got to play in that. It don't make any sense. Like, divide it all up, put them in the divisions and conferences, and then have conference playoffs like the NFL, and then do your other playoffs, your other playoff games. Russ says college rankings are a popularity contest. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. That's why I don't like it. James Bauman, if Garrett is on the trade block, could see the Lions giving up the house. That's from James Bauman. I don't know who's on the trade block for the Jets because they find themselves in a weird position. They have Aaron, they have Devontae, they have all their pieces that they want, and then they have a 2-5 record, but they're probably still holding on to the belief that they could dig themselves out of that record. Penn State will choke as usual. Penn State sucks too, man. They blow. I only like 2 players out of Penn State right now, currently. And that's Joey Porter Jr. and Pat Freiermuth. Anybody else that plays for the Steelers, I'll like them too. It is cool. The college scene is cool for the players, though, because they get like bragging rights. You know what I mean? In the locker room, they can bust each other's nuts about their teams, so that adds an interesting dynamic, no doubt about it. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I truly, truly appreciate that. We're just talking football here, man, and I'm interested to see what you guys think about the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers being atop of the AFC North, both 4-2 or 5-2. Which team do you guys feel like has the most momentum right now? Which team do you feel like has the most pieces in place to be successful out of those two teams? I'm curious to know your thoughts on that, guys. About the Baltimore Ravens, and if you think that they have a little bit more oomph behind them right now with the current roster they have and their current trajectory here in 2024. And do you think the Steelers or the Ravens, which team do you think is going to win the AFC North? Truthfully, not just because you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but really looking at it in an analytical way, football sense way. Tell me what you think about that. Downtown says, I wish the NCAA would only let Division I, should only play other Division I. This beating up of small division colleges, horse shit. Yeah, money goes, gots to pay for. Yeah, the only reason these schools take the game is because they pay them $2-3 million bucks. But nobody understands this either, and it makes no sense economically. Financially, it's stupid for these schools. Why? Because you go out there and you're sending the band on the plane, you're sending the football team on the plane, all the coaches, all the boosters and shit are going, all that kind of stuff. All your faculty, all your trainers, all your staff's going. The cheerleaders, like everything, all your equipment. By the time you pay for a hotel for all of those people and spend the money to travel, what are you making? You're not making nothing. You're just going to really catch an ass beating. in today's world with the prices of this shit economy that we live in, the way the prices are so damn bad, you can't buy any damn thing. It probably costs you $1.5 million to travel somewhere if you're a college football team that's playing at a high level against Division I opponents. You got to be able to compete. You got to have the resources. You're bringing freaking dietitians and shit probably with you. I know WVU does. I know they do that for sure. They're taking dietitians. They're taking trainers. They're taking psychologists. They're taking all the staff. I know this to be true 1,000%. Stellars for sure. I agree. Sydney Wilson, what's up? Big Tom Ford. Mark Malone with Russ. We can play. Oh, Russ says we will beat the Ravens again. Downtown John Broadway. He's talking to Tom. Holden Johnsick. I honestly think the Steelers will be the one. Ravens will be the two. The Steelers will be the one. Ravens will be the two. Bengals, then the Browns. Steelers 12-5. Ravens 11-6. I could see that actually happen, Holden, to be honest with you. That sounds realistic to me. Because you look at it this way, if the Steelers are able to just split with the Ravens, that puts the Ravens back at a heavy disadvantage, and the Steelers would be also. But I think the Steelers play the division overall better than any other team in there, and I think that they'll win a lot more here in the back half of the season. I just really like the Steelers in divisional play. If you've looked at the record from the Steelers since 2020, there's only been one team in the division that's even been close to the Steelers, and that's the Bengals, and they've split games with them. They're 500. So, yeah, I like the Steelers. I think the Steelers definitely play better divisionally than anybody else. Rich Kuzma, Steelers better all-around team. Holden, I honestly think the Steelers will be the one. We did that. Tom, that will be comical if something happened to Aaron Rodgers after Adams signed. Yeah, that kind of would be. Robert Road, I still remember when Penn State was an independent and although undefeated, didn't get voted number one. When asked how do you fix it, Paterno said that only Italians should be allowed to vote. That's pretty funny, Robert. I never knew that, man. John Broadway, you see the locker rooms for some of these colleges, they are freaking palace with everything. Yeah, actually, I just went into WVU's locker room, and literally, my kids just did a tour there, and we went in there and we explored their locker room and explored their facilities. I've been in it several times now. We practiced in their indoor facility, so it was a good opportunity for our kids. Still, the Morgantown, the stadium there is a freaking relic. It looks like shit if you ask me. That's just me. I know they've done a lot of upgrades. They really try. They put a lot of money into it, but the field surface it doesn't excite me there. I don't know. It's just the environment there isn't exciting to me. But they have so many resources at their disposal, man. They have lounges. The locker rooms are absolutely amazing. Even NFL players, Pac-Man Jones, Zach Frazier, several others. They have an NFL locker room for those guys to go down there and they work out, and they have their own locker down there still with their name plate. It says what team they play for in the NFL, everything. It's pretty cool, man. Tom says, just call me Ford, John Broadway. Ford. Sydney Wilson. I feel like the Steelers' D is better, but the Ravens' offense is better right now. If Russ can keep it going, then we will be better. Hold on, man. There we go. All right. I'm not sure, man. I like the Steelers' offense too, but you're probably right. Their offense is probably slightly better, Sydney. But if I'm picking, I'm going Steelers right now because I think momentum is on their side in terms of excitement surrounding the football team. I know the Ravens are an excited group also. I know those guys really like playing for Lamar. I understand that. He seems like a really good dude. I just don't think he can win the big game. I just don't see that happening. But definitely, I just think the Steelers are going to be led by a very competent, very versatile quarterback in Russell Wilson that's won a Super Bowl. And I think that that's going to be the difference maker. And I didn't want Justin to get benched, guys. I just didn't, because 4-2 is hard to bench a quarterback in my eyes. But if Russ is the guy and Russ is going to perform at a high level, I think that that's an X factor. A guy that's been in the playoffs, that's been in the Super Bowl, that's been in those monster moments, and has won those moments. And I think that that's something that the Steelers will check off as an advantage, because I think Lamar Jackson hasn't won in the big moments. He hasn't been on the biggest stages. Again, guys, I always say it, the Huggies Diaper Bowl or the KY Jelly Bowl, those things don't count. I'm talking AFC Championship games and winning them. I'm talking Super Bowls and winning them. I'm talking monster moments to where you guide your football team to a win, and Russell Wilson's done that, and Lamar Jackson hasn't. We know what happens to Lamar in the playoffs. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. Daniel Warman, on the news, they said Cleveland wants 2 first round, 1 third. I hope it's true. Mike Brown is too tight with his money. I think that's an overpay, Daniel. And if the Bengals pay for that, those picks, I think it's a significant overpay. Myles Garrett is significantly overrated. Do I think that he would help the Bengals in a big way? Yes, I do. I do, for sure. But he is not a 2 first round guy to trade for. I'm sorry, guys. He is propped up on pro football focused statistics, and he is not even half the player in my eyes as what TJ Watt is. I'm sorry. The statistics show it for me, the real statistics, not fake pro football focus bullshit talking about how their get off is and shit. I want to see production. And Myles Garrett just fell off the earth last year when his team needed them the most. And it wasn't just the playoff game, it was the whole back half of the season. He was non-existent. Nick Herbig had more sacks than Myles Garrett in the back half of the season last year. That's not good, and that's not a guy that you go out there and you pay 2 first round picks and a 3rd rounder on top of it, plus pay an exuberant salary to. I just don't see how that ever would make sense for the Bengals, so I hope they don't pay that. Now, if they could get him at a reasonable price, in terms of draft capital, you're going to pay him the salary. I mean, that is what it is, but draft capital wise, you got to make that make sense to me. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals. Downtown, Exactamundo, Mark Malone, Robert Road, with a savvy, talented vet like Russ. In this defense, the Steelers can beat anyone. Absolutely. I still can't believe Cleveland gave that contract to Watson. LOL, poor bastards, no doubt. Garrett only plays for half a season. Who are you talking about? Garrett Wilson? From the Jets. Garrett. That's the only one I know. If it's somebody different, tell me, Russ. I'm not getting it. Sean, are you mad at me for dogging on your Oregon Ducks? I ain't seen him pop back up. I thought he was pissed. Daniel Werman, head-to-head, I like the Steelers, but the key for the Ravens is that big running back. Cincinnati should have beat the Ravens. Yeah, man, Derrick Henry does make a difference, but the Steelers have historically played him pretty well, man. And they've played Lamar Jackson pretty well. Downtown, Mark, don't feel bad for the Clowns as their owner who's trying to be Jerry Jones. Yeah, and he don't got the money Jerry does. Jerry can build Jerry World. He got all the bucks. Rich Kuzma, Miles Garrett. Okay, sorry, Russ. Sorry, buddy. I was like brain farting there. Appreciate you guys for correcting me. Thank you. But yeah, he's not 2 first round trade bait for me, man. James Bauman, if the Steelers don't add another receiver, they need to keep this going and try some shallow crosses, get the ball to him on the run. Yeah, and the Steelers, I think, will do that. I think they will continue to build off of the personnel inside of the building because I think that they have some excellent guys in there that can get the job done. And I think Russell Wilson is capable enough to spread the ball around to where he can make some of those wide receivers a little bit better just by him not telegraphing where he's going with the ball. His ability to check in and out of plays to put players in the right situations to succeed. All those things that, Russ does bring to the table. So perhaps maybe he does bring that, man. And Justin, phenomenal athlete, guys, was doing everything I think that he could, playing really well, in my opinion, in terms of winning ball games, and that's all that matters to me. But Russ does provide a lot of other layers, man, in terms of intellectual stuff at the quarterback position and experience. All right, guys, double tap that screen, hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I appreciate it so very much. Let's continue to send the show through the YouTube algorithm. All you got to do is double tap your screen, and it hits that like, man. Likes are free, and they help creators. And likes do this, guys. If you're sick of the national media and you're sick of the same old stuff, you got to come onto these shows and you got to hit the like button. Why? Because that helps creators keep going. That helps promote their shows, and it's something that definitely has to happen in order to keep these channels flowing. Sam Mason, sorry everyone, I was so wrong about Russell Wilson. Boy, was I wrong. And Sam, I don't think we were wrong in the thought process. I was wrong too because I didn't want him in there because I didn't want to disrupt this team. And a quarterback being 4-2 is really hard to bench, man. And Mike Tomlin did have some ironclad nuts, man, to do that. So, yeah, definitely it was a big move, man. I want to see Scotty Miller playing. I think you'll see him sporadically like you will. I don't foresee him to get much more than just sporadic reps, Russ. I mean, that's just my best guess, John Broadway, Night Rich Kuzma. Nighty night, Rich. Oh, does that mean you're going? Oh, like the Italians. Okay, I get it. Rod Young, I can't wait to see us using corner routes, back shoulder throws, post routes, and drag routes without the wide receivers slowing down. This is exciting for our wide receivers. Yeah, no doubt, Rod. You're going to see a lot more anticipation type routes, man, and that's what you want. Robert Road, remember Cam, TJ, and Minka recruited Russell Wilson. I wasn't worried about the locker room. I wasn't worried about the locker room, I don't think. I think what I was just worried about was just the overall chemistry of the team in terms of their play on the field. It's just really tough for me to disrupt that, I'm just a guy that, if you're winning, you don't want to mess with it. That's my philosophy. And I could be very wrong. And every situation is so different, too. More play action last game was great to see from Russ and Fields showed. Minka, I left off the H. Love seeing Darnell getting 4 targets. Yeah, that was cool too, Russ. I like that, man. I want to see these tight ends way more involved, dude. No doubt about it. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up. So make sure you hit that like button before you leave. All you got to do is double tap the screen, man. We're going to start wrapping it up. We'll be back tomorrow with our Thursday show. I'm not sure what time I'll be home tomorrow, so we might be about 8:30 again. We're not having football practice tomorrow. We are going to actually myself and my co-head coach that I coach with, Malik. We're going to take our boys to the middle school football game and enjoy some middle school playoff football here in the local area. So we're going to give our boys a little time. They're buddies. They're going to go run around, I'm sure, but give them a little time to see some football at a different level, too, for them to maybe take something back and hopefully build on it for their playoffs. And just go out and enjoy watching some football. So I'm sure about 8:30 or so I'll be home. We'll see exactly. I don't know yet. I'll post it in the community tab. But it's ever so important, guys, if you are subscribed to the channel, to turn on that notification bell. That way you are alerted to everything going on here at Mike Drop Sports. And again, I truly appreciate all of you. Justin is money in the ATM, a great backup. Yeah, no doubt, Daniel. Darnell killed Sauce. He did. Hell's freaking yeah, Russ, no doubt. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, man. Thank you all for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow with our morning upload. Man, I keep always saying it that I need to get it out earlier. I'm going to try again, man. I don't usually get it out until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's usually when I get it out. Sometimes I can get it out before 7:30, but I'm going to try to get it out a little bit earlier. And if there's any topics you guys would like to talk about, please send them to mikedropsports@yahoo.com, and we will make content off of it to give you what you're looking for. So if you have any content that you would like to see made, make sure you drop that in our email, and I'll try to check that as soon as possible. Big Russ. I sent you my address, so if you wanted to send that flag, you're welcome to. But I sent it to you, and whatever you want to do, man, it's up to you. Thank you for even thinking about it. I think your boy's going to do good in the playoffs. Thanks, Russ. I hope so, man. I'm praying for him, man. I want to see him do well. They get shocked sometimes, and there's only two teams that can beat them right now in this league. Everybody else, they dog walk, they curb stomp them. But these two teams, they just get psyched out, and they got to come a little bit better, man. I got my son, running downhill tonight, hopefully a little bit more, exploding through that line, really packing a punch when he gets through that offensive line. And I'm hoping that makes a little bit of a difference. And also, like I said, I plan on throwing the ball around. We'll see what happens. Good night, downtown. See you, Tom. Thank you, buddy. Daniel Worman, our rookie O-lineman. Mims shut him down. Oh, yeah, I wanted Mims, man. I wish we'd have got Mims. He's a good pickup, Daniel. Thank you, man. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate it, man. I'll check it out, man, when you send it. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you doing that, man. It's definitely really, really cool. Much respect, my friend. All right, man. Hey, Sean, if you're still out there, don't be butthurt about me messing with Oregon, man. You never commented no more. I think you was mad at me. I'm just jacking Sean around. All right, guys. I thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And then till tomorrow, man. I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. Thank you.